Nathaniel Hawthorne recounts how once upon a time there lived a very rich king whose name was Midas. And he loved gold more than anything else. One day, King Midas was in his treasure room counting his gold, but he was not satisfied. "I wish that everything I touch would turn to gold," he said. His wish was granted. Everything that King Midas touched turned to gold, including his granddaughter. The king became miserable. What he thought would make him happy had brought misery to him. He asked that the curse be reversed, and he promised to give up all his gold. Something similar happens in the course of the readings. In the Old Testament reading, it's like the touch of evil, original sin, is contagious. Sin and death spread like wildfire through the human race. That sin of Adam had infected all of humanity, and there was no remedy for sin, suffering, death. Okay, that touch of evil seemed to have the upper hand. In that first reading, Job gives expression to the seeming hopelessness of the man's plight. He says, "I have been assigned months of misery and troubled nights. I am filled with restlessness until the dawn. My days have come to an end without hope. I shall not see happiness again." Job needs outside intervention, actually divine intervention, someone to turn the tide. Well, in the gospel, the tide is turned. Enter Jesus Christ, exit Satan. Okay? It's the touch of Christ that brings healing and forgiveness. We say in that gospel, Jesus approached Simon Peter's mother-in-law, grasped her hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she waited on them. Okay? At the touch of Christ, sickness is halted. It stopped dead in its tracks. And it says that evening they brought to him all who were ill or possessed by demons. He cured many who were sick, and he drove out many demons. Again, enter Jesus Christ, exit Satan. Okay? Jesus Christ has reversed the curse. Now it's life that has the upper hand. In the Old Testament, if you touch a corpse, you become unclean. Like it was that uncleanness that was contagious. If you touch a corpse, you become unclean. In the New Testament, when Jesus Christ touches a corpse, the corpse is restored to life. Okay? Again, it's God, the power of grace, it's life that has the upper hand. Okay? And God has revealed a way to extend that victory through the church till the end of time. In the sacraments, he extends that victory. In the sacraments, we are touched by God. And when God touches us, we don't turn into gold, but we are transfigured. We are divinized. Okay? And those actions are the 7 sacraments, okay, through which he continues to touch our souls. Actions which are capable of accomplishing what they signify. Even his words are graced words, with power to penetrate heart and soul, and again, to transform us. Outside of Christ, it's easier to be lost than to be saved. But in Jesus Christ, it's easier to be saved than to be lost. That's just another way of saying that in Christ, life and grace and mercy have the upper hand. Outside of Christ, disconnected from Christ, it's evil that has the sway. So on this Sunday, we appreciate that healing touch of Christ, the power that the sacraments brings into our lives. And we ask that we might receive that touch of Christ. There's a story of a little girl who wanted to have her rosary blessed, and she was tugging on the priest's jacket. And the priest turned around and asked her, "What do you want?" And she asked, "Will you bless my rosary?" And the priest says, "Well, why do you want me to bless your rosary?" And she says, "Well, when you bless it, it means it's been touched by God." And that's what we ask God today. Through this Holy Communion, through the sacrifice of the Mass, we want God to touch us, to transform us, to put an end to evil, and to give us that momentum of grace.